right here on your right.
Right here, darling.
Let's get you
Right there, gorgeous.
Right here, love.
Right there for me. Nice.
And then
Smile, chin down, just a touch. Thank you.
Sean back this way.
That gorgeous smile.
And right here, darling.
Minnie should have. Minnie, what? There you go, right there for me. Look at your head. Gorgeous.
Over the shoulder, love.
Way back, Minnie.
Smile, what? Thank you. Smile right here, please. There you go, right there. Excellent. There you go.
And ladies together right here for me.
Both right here, there you go.
Everybody on your left.
One more time, right in front of
Straight
you.
ahead, straight ahead.
And as a group right here.
Right here. Thank you.
Thank you.
And one more time. Excellent. One smile. Thank you so much. Thank you.
One more time, guys. That's it. Oh, somebody blinked. Somebody blinked.
It's a blast. We had a blast making this movie. I had so much fun developing this character with our director. The dialogue is so much fun. It's exciting to be able to, switch the perspective on a story that is so known and loved. And it's a very, very fun movie and comedic and it's just a really good time, and I'm so happy to be celebrating it with everybody tonight because I just love this whole cast so much. I think a lot of the themes are, love and self-discovery and I guess, Rosaline's arc really in her journey throughout the story is that she thought she knew everything about everything and then slowly realizing that, maybe I was wrong about a lot, and I was definitely wrong about Juliet, I was wrong about Romeo, I was wrong about myself, I was wrong about love, so there's, that is definitely discussed in the film for sure. Karen was so spot on and so clever and really understood all of these characters, really understood Rosaline and who she is and Karen is so good at the tiny subtle comedy, and she really appreciated my physical comedy throughout the film, and I think all of it blended together just made this beautiful concoction of, even our cast came in with so many specificities and nuances to each of their characters, and there's so much individuality there, and I think Karen just beautifully balances it all and makes it still feel grounded and not over the top, but still really funny. And she's just, I could go on about that woman. She's amazing. I'm excited for people to just have a good time watching a movie. I think that after the past couple of years, I think it's been really scary and there's been a lot of unknown, and I think that, watching something like this will just make you feel good and laugh and have a really good time. And there's modernized dialogue, there's modernized music, and the costumes are beautiful, the landscape is gorgeous. Everything about this movie is just it's awesome. It really is. I think Sean said that the other day. He was like, I was watching this movie, Rosaline. He was like, how awesome is this? It's really funny.
I've waited for this moment for a really long time, so I'm kind of a newcomer to this whole world, so I have no words, honestly. It's been so surreal, and I'm so excited to see everyone again. That was like a little family for me, and in Italy is my first time leaving the country, so I don't know, it's been great. It's been great. This is exactly what I feel like what everyone could use right now. It's so unserious, funny, let go, and just have a good time.
I'm having a great time because I'm here with my cast, I'm here with my friends, my family, and it's really enjoyable. I'm having a good time. I'm excited to see the movie. I played Juliet in this movie, and It's interesting because Romeo and Juliet are kind of like secondary characters in this one, so you don't really see it through their eyes. You see it more through Rosaline's eyes, who's the ex-girlfriend of Romeo. And little do they know that she was actually mentioned in the original play, and now she's back, and she's actually Juliet's cousin. She's also a Capulet. And so, you know, she tries to interfere in a way, and you kind of see it from her eyes, and you feel that sort of resentment for the fact that he moved on so quickly. And I think, you know, playing Juliet, it was a fun perspective to have.
The only way you can make another movie about Romeo and Juliet is if you come at such a wildly different angle. Because I'm sorry, it is the oldest love story ever told, and it's, you know, since time immemorial we've known it, and so you've got to do something different with it. And it's been around for a while, this movie, and the writers just down there, they've written it so long ago, and it's very special and it's very fun. And talking about it today, it just brings back all of that fun we had making it. Well, I think, you know, misconceptions and misperceptions about love, there's things about, you know, trying to break social norms, and, you know, hugely about women's empowerment and feminism and being able to stand up in what you believe in and fight against this, you know, these archaic and backwards rules. Medieval times, we live in some hard times. Medieval times were pretty damn bad too, and Rosaline and Kaitlyn get to fight through that and show, you know, hold on to her faculties and really fight for what matters to her. So there's a lot of great themes in the film, obviously. For a couple of hours, you're going to have a really wonderful time having just a fun, soulful, energetic, slick, silly, goofy, witty, charming experience.
I like putting things out into the world whenever I can that are going to make people happy and feel good. And this is one of those films. It's funny and full of love and full of faulted humans trying to make amends and fix things. And so full of fun. And it's a beautiful story. I'm so happy I'm part of it. But she's very funny, she's very down to earth, and she's very no nonsense, and she's the only person that really is trying to keep Rosaline in check, but she's a very sarcastic nurse, sort of like an auntie figure, confidant. It was very fun to play. I love Janet. I wonder about her life. I think to remember that there's an evolution to love, and that this beautiful tragedy of Romeo and Juliet can evolve and has evolved into something else, into something more modern and ultimately less tragic, and that love is still as complicated as it ever was.
Yeah, it was written by this woman who just said, you know, I think its story hasn't been told. So she was kidding around and, you know, then she said, you know what, I'm going to write it. She wrote it, she had it based here, but our rewriters of the script got her permission, and they said, let's move it to Italy, keep them in 13th century clothes, and we'll tell the same story, but everyone will talk in modern day vernacular. It's hysterical. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Our costume designer is a genius, so we all were wearing these great clothes, and we were in Italy, ma bene, the mother country, and it was one of the greatest jobs I've had in these many years I've been doing this. So I just love our director, Maine, our producers, Whitney Brown, our other producers. Disney just gave us the time of our lives. It's told from the women's point of view. It's women empowering, which is what we're all about these days. And I think it's fantastic because the fabulous Kaitlyn Dever kills it. She just does such a great job, and the frustration, you see her heart changes later. So it has all that, the right amount of emotion in it as well. So, and Isabela, who plays Juliet, my daughter, is an extraordinary beauty. The camera just eats her up, and it's a great story told through their eyes. So
it's interesting because we all know how Romeo and Juliet ends, but this is a different take. It's funny. You'll be surprised. It'll be an interesting take. I think everyone will really enjoy it. It's cute. It's really cute.
Oh, it's amazing. It's so nice to see everyone again. It's been over a year since right around a year since we wrapped. So it's just so nice to see everyone. When you shoot on location, it's really like going to summer camp or just having a fun time away with everyone. So it's like a little mini reunion to get back together. It's so nice. I mean, yeah, that's what attracted me so much to the script when I first read it, is Romeo and Juliet is so familiar and retold so often, but to get to tell it from this new perspective, especially a female-led perspective, and someone who doesn't even have a part in the original. You know, she's just talked about in the play. So to be able to cast her and show it from her perspective is just, it's really fun. There's a lot of freedom. You can play around with it. And the guys, Scott and Mike, wrote an amazing script that's just really funny and light, and it's something we all need right now, I think. Yeah, well, I think it's really, you know, it's a romantic comedy. It's coming of age. It's sort of about finding your voice and truly understanding what you need isn't maybe what you want, and coming to terms with that. But also just really about, you know, female empowerment and women, and sort of, you know, to have sort of a feminist in the Renaissance times. You can obviously imagine there's some issues and some fun moments in that.
It's kind of like a Renaissance pop score. We tried to mix like a lot of contemporary synth sounds, but using and mixing it with harp and harpsichord and lutes.
And it was great to work with Karen. I feel like we had some initial conversations about what some of her inspirations were, and a lot of it all of us drew inspiration from the early 2000s kind of rom-coms like She's All That and Can't Hardly Wait, and we just wanted to like build that excitement of kind of like a pop score, but then also, you know, do an actual score and give it kind of like an orchestral vibe to it. So we had a really great time.
I think it's just such a fun film to watch. Like, it's a really fun ride. The character is amazing.
Especially if you watch it with friends. I think
Yes.
this is like watch it with people, because it's like, I really wish that it was coming out in theaters, because it, you know, the energy of people together, I think is really going to make this movie shine. But yeah, all the performances are incredible. The costumes and the locations are so dreamy.
That was the fun thing for us. I feel like we grew up on Shakespeare. We grew up on Romeo and Juliet. We knew the story inside and out. And when we heard the Rebecca's book was basically like the story that, you know, told from the point of view of the ex-girlfriend, we were like, that's an amazing idea, and we just ran with that and just had a lot of fun with it, and hopefully people will really enjoy it.
Yeah, Rosaline's mentioned in the original Romeo and Juliet, but never seen on stage, so it was fun to decide, like, well, what's her story? What does she think about the supposedly greatest love story of all time?
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about how it's sort of like a double throwback, in the sense of it's a throwback to ancient Verona, but also it's a throwback to like 90s comedies. So getting to kind of do one of those classic ensemble comedies with such an amazing cast, but through this new point of view on Romeo and Juliet, and sort of bringing modern dialect to back then, was just always like a very fun, fresh thing. To see something that's like a genuinely funny comedy, actually shot in Italy, staying true to these locations and this backstory, and doing sort of a revisionist or new point of view on a very beloved story. I feel like the funny and happy take on a what's otherwise tragic story, I think is something that the world could really use right now more than ever.